We have live Team 7 coverage from Clinton Township. 7 Action News reporter Faraz Javed has the latest on the investigation, and our Darren Cunningham is checking out the cleanup, the damage, and community reaction. Let's begin, though, with Faraz.
Good morning, Keenan, or actually good afternoon, Keenan. I want to set the scene real quick. Right behind me, you can see firefighters are still tackling last night's fire. There's still a lot of debris around here. We did see a chopper flying around here earlier. There's also a bunch of drones as well. We're not sure if it's a police drone, but during the press conference, the police did say that they were going to be deploying drones to give a better bird's eye view of the scene. Now, 10 this morning, there was a press conference that took place, and here are some updates that I want to share with you real quick. Sadly, a 19-year-old has died after being hit by debris. He was a quarter mile away from a fiery explosion right here, and he was struck and killed by a canister that flew into the air from the blast. A firefighter was also injured. One of the canisters went through the fire truck's windscreen and hit the side of his face. He is recovering well. Now, the fire, which started here on 15 Mile and Groesbeck around 8:50 last night, I was here, and right off the gate, it was declared as a second alarm fire. Around 50 firefighters responded from Clinton Township and neighboring cities. The explosions were heard as far as a 6-mile radius. As firefighters were approaching, they felt the ground shake due to the explosion. Now, the explosions were due to the canisters, according to officials, of nitric oxide and butane exploding. Now, just in case if you don't know, these are highly combustible. There was also lighter fluid and vape pens with lithium batteries. The company is called GOO, and township officials are looking into how certain products and quantities of these products were kept inside the building. Have a listen.
Had we known the containers were in the back room, we would have issued violations immediately and worked to get them out of there through the court system. We can't just walk into somebody's back room.
When they pulled the permits for this was a storefront it was called GOO, with a back room for storage of product that they sold on the floor. At the time of inspection there were no canisters. The fire department's there to inspect quantities. There are allowable quantities for certain things you can put in those rooms. They did not exceed any of those quantities. Obviously, with what happened last night, they were well over what would have been allowable for that site.
Now, as you can see, the building is destroyed, and that's also according to Clinton Township Fire Chief Tim Duncan. According to him, the building is absolutely destroyed. There were also 4 individuals inside the building during the fire. They did escape the building without getting hurt. That's what we've been told. Also, a hazmat order was put into place, and we've been told, at least at the time of the fire, and as of right now, the area is clear in terms of the water and air are not contaminated. Now, one other thing that people are being urged for, and I'm sure Darren Cunningham is going to be touching on that in a second, is about the sharp pieces of debris still around the area. Remember, this is debris has been found as far as a mile radius. And if you see any of this debris, the concern is that some of these canisters may still contain gas that haven't been exploded. So if you do that, we're going to have information on WXYZ.com for folks to call in and report these canisters. For now, Keenan, it's back to you.
Right, so it sounds like, Faraz, that the fire may be out, but the danger may not be over yet. Faraz Javed, live for us in Clinton Township. Thank you, Faraz. Let's check in now with 7 Action News reporter Darren Cunningham, who's been checking out what people are going through today. Darren?
Yes, Keenan, good afternoon to you. Yeah, if you run across any of that shrapnel, you certainly want to be careful. But I'm currently standing about a quarter mile away from where this incident took place. And as you heard Faraz mention there, Clinton Township Police mentioned that the debris was found to have landed up to a mile away, which is very far from a location. It's actually just over that Walgreens beyond in the distance. Now, I'm currently at a car wash, and I spoke with a man who says he was here last night. He heard the explosions from home. He came here to where I'm standing, along with hundreds of other people watching those exploding projectile canisters, which made for a very dangerous and unfortunately deadly situation. Our understanding, again, as you heard at the top of the hour, those were gas canisters or butane canisters. During the response, you've also heard some of the damage that took place. A firefighter was hurt, sustained minor injuries. Both the fire and police vehicle were also damaged from those exploding projectiles. But as I mentioned, I talked with the gentleman who was out here last night. He was just feet away. He said 8 to 10 feet away from the individual who unfortunately lost their life.
Our biggest concern is if any of the canisters were forcibly ejected from the building due to the explosions, they may still contain some form of gas. And we're urging the public to not touch those.
So I walked around the car and the person was laying right there unconscious. We ended up going into that bay right there just in case, any more debris was flying. As I was standing right there, I seen the person laying on the ground unconscious right here. And the lady was screaming, "I need help, I need help."
And we've heard from other witnesses who were out here last evening. Take a listen.
There was nothing but fireballs. I was concerned about getting my kids out of the house and getting shrapnel thrown at my house.
Once I got close here in the car, you could feel like the concussive force. I don't know if, I guess the best way I could describe it would be like a low frequency bass.
And so once again, if you come across any debris, any of that shrapnel, you certainly will want to be careful. We'll be out here throughout the day gathering more information, and we will pass any new information we have along to you as we get it. For now, live in Clinton Township, Darren Cunningham, 7 Action News.
All right, thank you so much, Darren. Of course, this major story is still developing, and we'll be following it all day long. You can check in with us here on 7 and at WXYZ.com for the very latest on this deadly industrial fire.